and welcome back to another video. So today I am going to be bringing you 16 more Black Widow color combinations. I'm so excited about this video because we now have 180 colors. I have my swatch chart here and I've got all of these, or I have put all of these into color family order. This is available in my Etsy store if you are interested. I always have the link down in the description box, but I put them all into color family order. This is the front, and then I always put them in this protective sleeve so that I can easily flip it around, and this is the back. So we've got 90 colors on one page and then 90 colors on the second page, and they are all in order according to the color wheel and then according to their undertones. So I really love how this turned out, and if you would like to save yourself all the frustration and you've got all 180 colors and you want to put them in order, you can go ahead and grab this, and I can assure you that it will make your life so much easier. So I have videos that I've done like this before. These videos were both color combinations for the Black Widows, but they were before this last set was released. So this is before the Dragon set, and then when the Dragon set was released, I also did a color combination video where I used just the colors from the Dragon set, and the only one that I did add in was this sky right here when I created this 4-color combo, because I don't know, it's just my favorite color in the entire set of 180, and I had to add that in there because I thought it would look beautiful in this color combination. We are going to create more combinations today, and we have all 180 colors to use, so I am very excited about this. So for this video, unlike the others or the previous videos, I'm going to try to use my chart, and I'm going to create my color combinations in order according to this color chart. For example, I'm going to start with my yellows, and then I'll probably create another color combination that adds in an orange to my yellows, and then maybe we'll do one that has some reds and some oranges and yellows. So we're going to sort of go in that order, and then we'll move on to the pinks and so on and so forth. If you check the description box down below, you will find all of the links down there for everything that you see in this video. I also have links down there for my Facebook group. If you're not already a member of my Facebook group, please do join us there, as well as my email list and my Patreon if you would like to support me there. So let's go ahead and start putting together some color combinations. If you'd like to create these 3 color blends along with me, you can grab this sheet here or this color combination chart in my Etsy shop, and you can follow along with the video and create your own color combinations. I like to take all of my color combinations that I've created and I keep them in a binder, so anytime I'm working on a coloring page and I'm using my Black Widows or whatever pencil set I'm using and have created color combinations for, I can always go into my binder and just pull out my color combination charts and be able to just pick out colors and start on my coloring page without having to think about it. So for the first one, like I said earlier, we're going to start with yellows, and I already have some colors picked out here, and I have my swatch chart sitting off to the side here to make it easier to be able to pick some more colors when I get to that point. So the first color that I'm starting with is going to be egg yolk, and then I am going to grab banana. And I wanted to be able to bring you just a yellow color combination without having any other colors in it, because I don't think I've ever done that before. And then this one is sunburst. But these look really pretty together. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go the other direction. And this one does have a little bit of orange in it, but not too much. And it's really difficult to be able to come up with a yellow color combination without having the darkest of your yellows have a little bit of orange in it, because you really need a little bit of that contrast as well. Let me go ahead and darken this one up just a little bit so that y'all could see it. And that is just so pretty together. So we have a yellow color combination and it looks gorgeous. So again, that one was egg yolk, banana, and sunburst if you are doing this along with me. So now I have one that I want to share with you where we're bringing in a little bit of a brown tone to add to some of the colors that have yellow in them. So I chose this saddle color right here, and I think it's going to be really pretty, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to put that with. So we're going to start with saddle, and I know I said I was going to go in order, and this one is from the browns, but I want to show you the difference from just this yellow combination where we added in a yellow that has a lot of orange in it compared to something that looks more brown. So I have saddle and then mustard. And look how pretty that is. They just go together so beautifully. And then we are going to brighten it up quite a bit by adding gold. And this is a very light color, but look how those just flow so beautifully together. So now I'm going to come back and add another layer just so you can see the vibrancy of these colors. And as I come into that transition, I am lifting up on my pencil a little bit so that I can get a really smooth transition, and you can't see a transition line between these colors. But look how beautiful those colors are together. You see how that just sort of changes it up? And the more layers you add with this saddle, look how dark you can get that. And I'm using a little bit harder pressure because I really don't mind if I'm damaging the tooth of the paper as much, because I'm not on a coloring page and I'm just trying to share some color combinations with y'all. That's a beautiful color combination. Okay, we're gonna start moving away from the yellows. And now I've got some colors that have a lot of orange in them. And I think these colors are gonna flow together really nicely. So this one, actually are all of these? Okay, 2 of these are from the newly released Dragon set. So our darkest color is going to be light rust. It's a beautiful, vibrant orange. And the next color is going to be orange petal. How pretty that is. And then the last one is candy, and this is also one of my favorite colors. This one is from the Monarch set, and if you don't already have the Monarch set, with the Monarch set, you're going to find lots of beautiful, more pastel colors in that set. So if you don't already have a pastel set of pencils and you just want a few of them, there are quite a few pastels in that set alone. So we're just going to come in here and add a second layer so we could see how these really come together. And again, as I come down into that transition area where my midtone is meeting that lightest color, I'm pulling up just a little bit, but look how pretty those are. I think this one needs a little bit more, just so you could see how gorgeous and vibrant that color is. Okay, so there we have light rust, orange petal, and candy. So for the next one, we're going to stick with oranges, and I'm going to go with something for the color that we use as our darkest color in our set of 3, where it is much more vibrant or much darker. So I chose Dragon's Breath, and of course this is from the new Dragon set. And this one is a little bit different because it's going to have a lot of red in it, because we're going to start moving towards our red combinations now. This one is Orange Petal, so we're taking our mid-tone that we used over here, and we are using that one over here as well. And you can see that there is a bigger difference in the values of the colors. And usually when you're putting together color combinations, that's what you're looking to do when you just have 3 colors, because that's what's going to help you really create all of that added depth and dimension. And this is Ice Cream, so this color is super, super light. So can you see what I mean when I say the difference in the values of the colors? We've got a very dark, vibrant reddish orange color up here, and I'm going to add the second layer. And this is when it's very important to pull up on there, or sort of use this feathering motion as you pull this color down into the midtone, or your darkest color into your midtone. And you probably need to do that at each and every transition here. And that's what's going to help your colors blend together when you've got a pretty big difference in the values of the colors. This would be just absolutely beautiful on a flower. This would be a gorgeous flower color combination. And with this Ice Cream, that would give it that real intense pop, because there's such a big difference in the Ice Cream and then the Dragon's Breath. Okay, so we have Dragon's Breath, Orange Petal, and Ice Cream. And you can see how these two are just a little bit different. Our highlight color, or our lightest color, is much, much lighter than what we chose to use over here. And then we have the same color that we used in the middle, but we went much, much darker here to create a greater difference in the contrast of the colors. Okay, so I have another one that has a lot of orange in it. This color is called Sundown, and I think it might have a little more red in it, or maybe not. It looks like it's very similar. Actually, I think it might be a little bit darker. And then for my mid-tone, I chose Sunset. Oh, look how pretty that is. And you can see how this one has much more red in it, and then this one is just very much an orange. And then we are going to finish this one off with this gorgeous color called Tanned. And each one of these colors, they each have a different undertone, so they really stand out from one another, and they just look really, really pretty together. So let me add another layer. And again, this Sundown color here, this is from the Dragon set as well. Then I have Sunset. These Black Widow pencils are just so, so nice. I absolutely love them. The way that they go down on the paper, they're just a dream to work with. We had Sundown, Sunset, and Tanned. Apparently, I'm really loving the Dragon set, or the colors that come with the Dragon set, because I've got two here for the next combination. And this one is going to be reds and oranges again. So this one is Bloodshot. And this is the last one we're going to do like this, and then we're going to get more into reds and pinks. The next color in our combination is Pumpkin, and this one I think is from the original Black Widow set. And then we have Orange Petal as our highlight color. Those are so pretty together. So see here, we added a red finally, so we're getting into the reds now. I'm gonna pull that down into there. And it's always really nice when you are creating color combinations to do reds with oranges, because it gives your color combinations a bit of extra contrast between the colors, and it really helps the objects on your coloring pages to really stand out that much more. These are some beautiful, vibrant colors. And then this one just really helps to lighten it up and give it that pop. This would be a gorgeous color for a flower as well. So now we're moving into reds, and we're going to put them with some pinks. So I've got Blood Diamond, and this one is from one of the original 3 sets. I think it's from the Cobra set. There's some beautiful reds in the Black Widow set now that we've got so many different colors and so many sets. This is the Watermelon, and you see how this one has a little bit of pink in it? Isn't that pretty, the contrast between those two? And then I have Fairy Floss. And these all just really flow together so nicely. This color is a beautiful sort of hot pink color, but a little bit more muted at the same time. And then this is the lightest of our combination, the Fairy Floss. But those are super, super pretty together. And of course, I could get more layers down there, and you can see how gorgeous and vibrant this is. But look at that red. That is just so pretty. Okay, so now we're going to use the same mid-tone that we used here, the Watermelon. And I'm going to show you the difference again, like we did for these two here, where we used the same mid-tone. But you could see the difference when we have a much greater value in the colors. So I'm going to swap out the Blood Diamond with Shiraz. And then I'm also going to swap out my lightest color. And this Shiraz color is really pretty. It's like a very dark purpley pink. And then of course we have our Watermelon. Look how pretty those are together. And then the last color I chose was the Bliss. And so this is going to be a tad bit lighter than the Fairy Floss. Actually quite a bit lighter. But can you see how that changes it up just a little bit? Let me add another layer of this so you can really see how that works. But you see how much darker that is, and even just a little bit different than that Blood Diamond. It's more of like a purpley pink rather than a full-on red. And then we have our Watermelon, and you could see how that contrast between these colors just makes such a difference. And using a combination like this, you are going to get much more depth and dimension in whatever it is that you're coloring. And when I'm using something like this, I'll usually come back and add in something else even darker than this Blood Diamond, or even bring in something like this Bliss here to lighten it up or create that pop of a highlight. And you can use these interchangeably. Can you see the difference in those two? How we just changed it up just a little bit. We went a little bit lighter here, and then we even changed the color up quite a lot here, leaning more towards pink rather than a red. Okay, so I stopped filming for a little bit and I put together some more color combinations, and I just want to share with y'all why it's so important to have a swatch chart. I was able to just look at my colors and immediately pick out a mid-tone and match it with a darker tone as well as a highlight. And that's because I'm able to just look at the colors right up against one another. So for instance, I knew that we were going to be going right into the pinks and then the purples. So I was able to just look here at the pinks and instantly be able to tell the difference in the colors, or the difference in the values of the colors, and be able to look at their undertones right away to see what was going to go together and what wasn't going to go together. And so I've got my next color combination here, and I went with Ruby Rose, Crimson Stone, and Hot Pink. So I was able to look at this right away, and I could tell that this Ruby Rose, which is right here, and then the Crimson Stone, which is right below it, and also the Hot Pink, which is up here, are all going to go together very, very nicely. So we've got this color here, and then this one here. And I'm able to look at my swatch chart and be able to tell that when I put them together, they're probably most likely going to look good. So we're going to go ahead and swatch those out on our color combination chart right now so that y'all could see what they look like. So here's my Ruby Rose, and two of these again are from the Dragon set. I think it's just that we have a lot of the yellows and the oranges and quite a few reds. And then of course this like purpley pink color in the Dragon set. And then we have Crimson Stone. Okay, and then I have my Hot Pink, and this one just blends right into here so beautifully. That's really pretty together. And it was just so easy just to look at my swatch chart and throw those colors together. So that was Ruby Rose, Crimson Stone, and Hot Pink. The purple combinations are next in line. So I am starting with this gorgeous dark purple. It's called Deep Purple, and this is from the Scorpion set. And the next one in my combination for my mid-tone, I chose Lavender. This is a beautiful color, and again, it creates that contrast between those two colors because they both have a different undertone. This is Pastel Purple, and this one just blends in really beautifully with that lavender. And then we're going to come over here and make this a little bit darker with a second layer. I'm going to pull that down into that mid-tone, and a second layer with our lavender, and then the pastel purple. So here we have a purple color combination, and I think I have another purple combination to share with you right after this one, and then we're going to go into the blues. Okay, so look how pretty that is. That's deep purple, lavender, and pastel purple. Now we have another purple combination, and for this one I'm starting with Grape. This is a very dark purple, and it looks very different than this deep purple. You can see that this deep purple looks like it might have a little bit of red in it. And then the mid-tone is going to be Amethyst. And again, the undertone in these two colors is a bit different, so we're adding a little bit of contrast here with this one. And then my last color is Tulip, and this is really going to lighten it up and add that pop that we need in every one of our color combinations. Now we're just going to go over them with a second layer. I'm going to pull that Grape right down there into that mid-tone. Then again we have Amethyst, and the last one was Tulip. Now we are going to move into the blues. We are starting with a very dark, beautiful blue. This one is from the Monarch set, and this one is called Storm Blue. Then for my mid-tone, I have Blue Horizon, and then for my lightest color, I chose Pleasant Blue. Now these sort of flow right into one another because they don't have a huge difference in the value of the colors, but they just sort of flow and they look really pretty together. So we're going to lay down another layer of this Storm Blue and pull that right down there into that mid-tone. And then we've got the Blue Horizon. And then our lightest color is the Pleasant Blue. Okay, so we have our blue color combination. And I really want to be able to do one with teals. I'm looking at Blue Daisy, Opal, and Sky. And I think those have quite a bit of a contrast, especially between this Blue Daisy and the Opal. So I'm going to try that, Blue Daisy, Opal, and Sky. So this one's going to be a little bit different. Let's see how this works, because this Blue Daisy has a lot more blue in it, and then the Opal has a lot more green in it, I think. So let's go ahead and lay this down here. Oh, that's really pretty. So see how those are different, and that will just sort of flow right into the Sky, because the Sky tends to have more green in it. And that Blue Daisy just really changes it up a little bit and adds a bit of contrast. So that is really pretty. Now we're just adding our second layer of all three colors. And then we're going to come back and add a third layer just to really darken up these colors and cover some of that white of the paper. But that looks really pretty. I like that. So we have Blue Daisy, Opal, and Sky. Okay, so we're getting to our last three combinations here. We really need to choose something here from the greens because we've not done greens yet, and we are now into the greens on the swatch chart. So I wanted to be able to get a brown combination and a gray combination. So let's see what we can do here. We have, how many spaces did we have left? We only have 3 spaces. So we'll be able to get one green. Oh my goodness, I won't be able to use any of these colors here, but we'll do one green and then one brown and one from our gray colors. So let's go ahead and choose some greens and see how easy that is just by looking at the swatch chart. I really love this green slime color here, and I think it'll look really pretty with this pine. I don't know, it'll look pretty with the sapphire too. Maybe we'll do these that are all right next to each other on the swatch chart. Maybe we'll do green glow, sapphire, and green slime, because those look like they would go really well together. See why it's so important to have a swatch chart? Okay, so we're gonna start with the green glow, and then we have the sapphire, and then green slime. I love how they just all come together, and you could just see a flow of colors from darkest to lightest. That's really pretty. So I just had to do another green color combination because I can't just leave you with a typical green color combination without adding one that has more olive tones to it. And I found a really pretty one and really want to share it. So we're going to do greens here. And if you want to see another Black Widow video of more color combinations, please let me know in the comments below. So we're going to start this one with forest. And then I have olive green and apple. Look how pretty that is. And again, they just flow together so nicely. And I love using olive greens on my leaves when I'm coloring leaves. And I always love for them to have that pop of color like this apple here. Add a little bit more of this forest. So this is the third layer. Look how dark that color is. And that's what's, again, going to help you create all of that depth if you're using this for a leaf. So we have one more combination, and I think we're going to reserve that one for something from the browns. And so I've got some browns up here on the top part of the swatch chart, and then I have some others way down here, but we already used the saddle. Maybe we could try using something sort of in here. With our browns, these are some really pretty colors as eggshell, fawn, and murk. They're all very similar to one another, but they are a little bit different. So let me come up here. Do I want something with more red in it? I think I want to use the brown brick. Oh goodness, that's from the dragon. We've used so many from the dragon set. Let me go with something else. Let's go with something really, really dark that's really going to add a punch and really create that depth and dimension in whatever it is you use to color with this color combination. So we're going to go with, I think, mud. So let's start with mud. And then we are also going to add in for our midtone. Now we could come in pretty dark with a midtone for this one. So oh my gosh, I keep going back to that brown brick. I love the colors in the dragon set. I'm going to do it. I'm going to use the brown brick. We're going to use mud, brown brick, and dark tan. And let's see how that comes together. So the mud is actually from I would assume the dark tone skin set. Yeah, I think the SD stands for skin dark. So that is from the dark tone skin set. And then we've got brown brick, which is from the dragon set. And then we have dark tan, and this one is from the scorpion set, so one of the original sets. So we have a good mix of a little bit of everything here. And let's go ahead and lay down the mud and see what it looks like. And then we have this brown brick that I said I wasn't going to use, that I ended up going back to because it's just a gorgeous brown. Looks like it has a little bit of orange in there, and then I'm sure it's going to blend together really nicely with this dark tan, and again, they're just going to flow. Look how pretty that is. This one has a little bit of orange in it. Oh, I like those together. So let's go back and add a second layer of the mud. I really like that brown combination. So it's mud, brown, brick, and dark tan. Those look really nice together. I hope you were able to follow along with me. We've got 16 new color combinations now. And everything that you've seen in the video, I will make sure that it's linked down in the description box below. If you followed along with this color combination video and created your own color combinations, make sure you grab a binder. Go check out my other color combination videos for the Black Widows or any other colored pencil set, and throw them all in a binder and make sure that you have them available all the time when you pull out a new coloring page and you want to know what colors to use. And this will take away all of that overwhelm, and you won't be getting as frustrated trying to pick colors. I know sometimes it's much more difficult when you're a beginner and you're just coming into this hobby and you are learning your colored pencil techniques, trying to match up colors and all of that. So I hope this made it a little bit easier for you, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coloring. Bye.